What's up guys, it's Tom here and welcome to a very interesting Liverpool transfer news video because the French publication L'Equipe is reporting that Liverpool have approached Lyon over the transfer of their striker Moussa Dembele, who scored 20 goals in 45 games and he is just 22 years old. So he is an explosive, very fast forward. Liverpool, among other clubs, are interested in Dembele. So let me know in the comments below, do you want Liverpool to sign Dembele? He only signed 1 year ago to Lyon from Celtic for about £20 million. So at the moment I think he's worth about 40, 45, 50 million. But if you look at his goal scoring numbers, it's brilliant. For Celtic he scored 51 goals in just 94 games. And for Lyon 20 goals in 45 appearances in all competitions. I think that's a brilliant return, so I really hope that Liverpool go and sign this guy because we need a backup forward and Dembele would be probably okay with sitting on the bench here and there in some games and starting regularly maybe 2 or 3 seasons from now. And guys, if you enjoy these Liverpool transfer news videos, I compiled all the best news and most important news for you guys in one video every day. Leave a like, it really helps me out and it just takes a second for you guys to press that like button. Lyon expect to receive bids for Dembele in the coming weeks. They want to keep some players, Lyon, but they are expecting at least 3 departures, maybe even more. So it's going to be very interesting which players will Lyon lose. And of course, Liverpool have been linked to a whole host of Lyon starting 11s. It looks like this is the flavor of the summer, Lyon. And Chelsea, Manchester United, Arsenal and Liverpool are interested in Moussa Dembele. But Liverpool are in such a fantastic position after winning number 6 Champions League trophies that Liverpool actually basically can pick and choose which player we go for, because almost every big player that Liverpool contact, they would be interested in signing for Liverpool, maybe except the top 5 or top 10 players, the likes of Ronaldo, Messi, Neymar. The other players honestly would be interested in going to Liverpool, and Liverpool have a lot of money to spend. Reportedly we earned as much as £150 million just from the Champions League campaign. That doesn't include the Premier League TV revenue, which is £160 million for Liverpool. So according to various newspapers, the Daily Star, the Daily Telegraph and other newspapers, L'Equipe is saying that Jurgen Klopp is not very desperate to sign a new forward, but he's looking to bring someone in to replace Daniel Sturridge. And Liverpool were already interested in Moussa Dembele when he had that great first season at Celtic where he scored 32 goals in 49 appearances, and he started out his career at Fulham, interestingly. In the Premier League he played 3 games and then in the Championship he scored quite a few goals. Then he went to Celtic, he won a lot of trophies at Celtic. He won 2 league titles, 2 league cups, 2 Scottish cups. At Lyon he didn't pick up any silverware, but of course in France it's very difficult to win trophies because Paris Saint-Germain are so dominant. After scoring 51 goals in 94 games, Dembele went to Lyon from Celtic and he has been very, very impressive. I've been impressed every time I watched Lyon, and of course I like watching Lyon because we have been linked with a whole host of Lyon players. Cornet, Fekir, Ndombele and many other Lyon players have been linked with Liverpool. So every time I saw Dembele, I saw a dangerous forward who has an eye for goal. He's like a fox in the box, but he also can take the ball and drive forward and get past the defenders. And he's a very, very good finisher. I mean, he already scored 87 goals in 192 appearances in his whole career, and he's just 22 years old. That absolutely blows my mind. And he is French as well. His family is from Mali, the Africa nation, Mali, but Dembele was already born in France, and as many French players, he has African origins. So I will be honest, I'm a big fan of this guy. Scoring 87 goals at just 22 years old in just 190 games. That's a very, very good goal scoring return. And he has, honestly, probably the best years ahead of him. So I really hope that we get him. The Daily Record newspaper is also reporting that Moussa Dembele and Lyon was contacted by Liverpool, and Liverpool are basically inquiring about whether Dembele would be interested in signing for Liverpool and whether Lyon would be willing to sell him and for what kind of fee. The Mirror is reporting that Dembele has considered the move to the Premier League, but of course he remains happy at Lyon, and it's a good club for his development because he's a starting striker at Lyon, he's playing regularly, and he said, I'm happy to stay with Lyon next season, but we will see. So of course he leaves the door open for any clubs who want to get him. And the Lyon forward loves to link up play as well as score, and I think he could do a brilliant job for Liverpool. I think he's the type of player who would be, as I said, happy to be on the bench, but who would be very ambitious to try and start as many games for Liverpool. And we need young players who are very hungry and who want to force themselves into the Liverpool starting 11. And Liverpool and Jurgen Klopp have been very open about the fact that we are looking at a young striker, a young winger, somebody who can come in and replace Daniel Sturridge and be a squad player and score goals when he's called upon. And Dembele said also this: I signed for 5 years with Lyon last summer and I'm happy here, but we will see what happens in the future. And Lyon's sporting director Juninho, that name might be familiar with you guys because he was a brilliant free kick taker in his prime. When I was growing up and fell in love with football, I watched the Eurosport highlights of European football, and Juninho almost every week scored a banger of a free kick from 25-30 yards. And he said Moussa Dembele's form has been a nice surprise for us this season. He's very good technically and we want to build on that. Lyon are not desperate to sell Moussa Dembele, but of course they are open to offers. Lyon is a club who has a model of signing young players with good potential and then selling them on for a big profit, because they just can't offer the wages of the likes of the Premier League or La Liga or even Paris Saint-Germain can offer. And Lyon are one of the biggest clubs in France, but the French league is not financially very rich. So if Liverpool offer a good transfer fee, something like 45 or 50 million pounds for Moussa Dembele, and offer good wages, I think Dembele would jump at the chance because he's a big fan of the Premier League. He already knows what British football is all about because he has been at Celtic. So I think that he wouldn't take too much time to get accustomed to the Premier League because of his time at Celtic, but we shall wait and see. And Matthijs de Ligt gave an update on his transfer situation after the Netherlands beat England 3-1. The Premier League is a great competition, de Ligt said, but I haven't made up my mind yet on where I should go. And de Ligt said this, and I quote, I'm still looking at what to do. For me, the most important thing is to play regularly. I think today showed what experience can do, and now I'm focused on the next game against Portugal. That's the most important thing. And of course, after that, we will see what happens. So de Ligt definitely is looking to sign for a Premier League club because he mentioned the Premier League specifically. But I think he wants to sign for a club where he will play regularly. And it might be tempted for de Ligt to sign for Liverpool because he already knows Van Dijk, he already knows Wijnaldum, he already knows the club, how good it is. And also the big question is, would de Ligt start regularly at Liverpool? And I'm not so sure. In the first season, maybe not, but in the long term, I think he will. But will that hinder the development of Joe Gomez? It's a difficult situation for Liverpool. And I really hope that we sign him because, as I said in previous videos, de Ligt is a generational talent. A top defender who is so composed and so mature at just 19 years old. It comes up in every 5 or every maybe 10 years. And Liverpool, I would be very sad to see Liverpool missing out on de Ligt. But the other side of the argument is, if we sign de Ligt, would Joe Gomez get enough playing time to really develop into a top-class defender? And let's talk about what Neymar said about Liverpool at the beginning of this season. He said, Liverpool are not good enough. They will not finish in the top 4 this season. Man City will win the title, Man United will finish 2nd, Chelsea 3rd and Tottenham 4th. Neymar, eat your words, eat humble pie, mate, because you were dead wrong. Liverpool not only finished in the top 4 easily, but we almost won the title. We finished just 1 point behind Man City and we won the Champions League, and Paris Saint-Germain couldn't even get to the semi-finals. So brilliant how Neymar was wrong with his prediction. I will be honest, I respect Neymar as a footballer. He's a brilliant player, but I don't like him as a person. He's a little bit too like showboaty and too much acting and rolling around. But of course, feel free to disagree with me in the comments below. That's just my opinion. And Van Dijk takes aim at Harry Kane after his really dreadful Champions League final appearance. And Harry Kane was again below par in the England game as well. And I don't think he is 100% fit. And this is what Van Dijk said. If you are not 100%, it's going to be in your head. In the final, Harry Kane was not 100%. Van Dijk also said, Kane is a fantastic striker, one of the best in England, and definitely the best striker England have got for the national team. Well, I remember last year when I came back feeling sad, very disappointed for quite a while after losing the Champions League final. It's not easy to come back from it. And it's just such a brilliant thing to hear. Trent Alexander-Arnold said, I want to be at Liverpool for the rest of my career. That's what he said, and I'm so happy that he's fulfilling probably many young boys' dream of being a boyhood Liverpool fan, signing for Liverpool as a kid and then becoming a first team player and playing in the Champions League final and winning it for your boyhood club at just 20 years old. He has completed life. I mean, even if Alexander-Arnold wouldn't play another game for Liverpool, he would go down as a legend, and I love that. And speaking to Carragher, Alexander-Arnold said, I am fortunate to have the people around me who understand the balance between letting me get comfortable, praising me too much, and feeding that hunger that needs to be there in terms of wanting to strive to be better, wanting to be one of the best players in the world, the best right back in the world, and being the first name on the team sheet, wanting to be Liverpool captain, wanting to be England captain. That's the main thing for me. It's not selfishness to think this is what I have done. It is about what the team has done and is doing. It is we and not I. We have achieved things as a team. To be recognized as one of the best in the world, you have to have silverware behind you. That's important to us as a team, to be recognized as one of the best. So Trent Alexander-Arnold is saying that Liverpool are aiming to win more trophies, and that's the elite mindset that Liverpool need to have. And next season, I can't wait, honestly. With Liverpool maybe even improving on this season, we can win multiple trophies because we will be in 7 competitions next season. But we need a bigger squad, so that's why I hope that Liverpool sign some players. Alexander-Arnold revealed that the first game that he went as a youngster was the Liverpool-Juventus game in 2005. That's how young he is. That was his first game. And he said, in the quarters when Luis Garcia scored that volley, I remember that Juventus game. That was my first ever Liverpool game. I was in the main set. I think it was me, my brother and my mother. Since then it was Liverpool all the time. I was probably 7. For me, that being my first game, that always gave me a special connection to the Champions League. I had never been to a football game before, and to witness what I saw that night, it was special. What a first game to witness as a youngster. That's just absolutely brilliant, and I'm so happy for Trent Alexander-Arnold. He is living the dream, literally, and I can't wait to see him becoming an Anfield legend and hopefully winning many trophies with Liverpool and playing for Liverpool all his life, because I think he's good enough to do that, and he can follow in the footsteps of Jamie Carragher, and hopefully he can become an Anfield legend in the future. So good luck, Trent Alexander-Arnold. Jurgen Klinsmann said that Jurgen Klopp is a workaholic, and it's in German blood, basically. That's what Klinsmann said about Jurgen Klopp. And it's a very interesting connection because Klinsmann and Klopp came from villages close to each other, from the Black Forest. in the southwest of Germany, and this is what Klinsmann said on Jurgen Klopp. He's a workaholic because that's in our blood, where we come from. He's a sponge that he wants always to learn and always wants to look at what is next, and it never gets saturated. One thing is for sure, he will never ever rest. Winning the Champions League final now, the first thought of him a day later will be, how do I win this next year? So he will never be satisfied. He doesn't stop. It's just in his nature that he always wants to keep going and going and going, and he will be working on it now, how he can move the pieces to make it even better. And that's, I think, what the winning mentality is. You always need to set yourself new goals, and for Liverpool this is a brilliant moment, but we need to set our goals even higher. Next season we should try to do what Manchester City did this season and try to get to many cup finals and compete in the Premier League for the title until the last day and win many trophies in one season, because this Liverpool team is one of the best teams of the past 30 years, and if they can go on and win the Premier League and the Champions League multiple times, then it could potentially become one of the best Liverpool teams of all time, in terms of not just the performance on the pitch, not just the results, but the trophies, the silverware. And that's what Liverpool are all about. We are about winning trophies, and I'm so happy that it looks like the golden years are back at Liverpool. And Jordan Henderson admitted that Liverpool's Champions League final win took its toll on the preparations for the Nation League. Maybe that's why he didn't start. He said, physically, mentally, emotionally, I was drained after the Champions League final. So that's very interesting. And Henderson said it was tough. It was a quick turnaround after the weekend. Physically, mentally, emotionally, I was drained after the game, and it took a few days to get ready for the England game. But also at the same time, the lads have been training a good few weeks to build up to this game as well, and they deserved to play. We have a great squad as well, and you've got to use that. I don't really agree with the decision that Southgate made, that he didn't start Henderson, but of course, if Henderson was really tired, I can understand why. And it's a shame because if there was just a few more days maybe between the Champions League final and the England game, with Henderson starting, Trent Alexander-Arnold starting, England could have won. I just don't understand why Southgate didn't start, for example, Trent Alexander-Arnold. And Henderson said it was two poor goals conceded really from England. Obviously we were unlucky for the offside decision. We thought that was a great time to score, and we were on top at that moment. The last 10-15 minutes I felt we were in control and could win the game, and then extra time we conceded two poor goals from our point of view. It's difficult to lose, but you need to learn from the experience as best as you can and keep going. I'm sure we can keep improving, and hopefully there are still many big games to come from this team. We just have to keep going, keep the experiences we have had together, good and bad, and keep working towards our goal. I don't really agree with the Nations League having a third place playoff as well. It's pretty pointless. I think there should be just two semi-finals and the final, and that's it. But at least it's like one more game to implement things, to prepare for England, and it will be a good challenge. Switzerland are no mugs. They are a very solid team, and with Shaqiri and his left foot, they can hurt England as well. But I really hope that this time Trent and Henderson will start, and maybe Joe Gomez as well. I mean, after the horror show of Maguire and John Stones and Walker, if they start again for England, like what is going on in Southgate's head? You have to give a chance to the other players. Joe Gomez, Trent Alexander-Arnold, and maybe another defender, I'm not sure who. But honestly, it was mind-blowing how many individual mistakes England made. Thanks for watching, guys. I really hope that you enjoyed this video. Have a nice day. See you later. Goodbye.